comes the blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, 5. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
tonight's story, The Outer Limit, by Graham Gore. We go ahead now in time to 1965. We're on a vast concrete runway set in the desert of the Southwest. A giant metal ship stands before us, prow pointed for the stars. And in 5 minutes, the signal will flash and it will tear up through the atmosphere to the outer limit.
Attention! Attention! Clear field for takeoff! Clear field!
5 minutes, Steve.
Right. Warm her up, Charlie.
I want to go over procedure again, Steve.
Don't worry, I got it straight.
You just make sure.
Okay, I take her up on jets for 50,000, then I cut in the rocket.
No lower, or your tail blast will burn out 3 counties.
Climb 4 minutes on rockets, then start maneuver tests.
Remember, you have no more than 4 minutes. The ship isn't like those strato rockets you've been testing. He's the first one built for outer space. If he works, we can go clear to the moon.
No, not. I brought my toothbrush.
Now get this, Steve. You've got power there to clear the Earth's gravitational field, but remember, after you cut in the rockets, you've only got 10 minutes fuel. If you go beyond the outer limit and don't save fuel for the return, you won't get down again, ever. You drift out into space. Get that now. 10 minutes fuel.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, this project is a lot more important than that cosmic ray bomb that they're testing out in the Pacific tonight.
The Security Commission brass doesn't think so. I don't see any undersecretaries under anything.
Don't you worry, Steve. In the long run, our ship will make the CR bomb back page stuff. But in the meantime, it's just as dangerous. Now remember, half the principles in this ship are pure theory, slide rule stuff. If anything goes wrong, we may have to scrape you off the landscape with a soup spoon.
You have a charming sense of humor.
Here's what I'm getting at, Steve. You're risking your neck in this test. Anything blows, we don't want to have the next man pull the same bone. So keep your mic open, keep talking. If anything goes wrong, we want to know exactly why. We won't be able to ask you. Let us know before you pull every string, before you do anything. Got that? Even if you only have to blow your nose.
All right, get those fuel lines away.
Well, I guess that's about all, Steve.
Hey, that reminds me. Mary calls. She gets up on the hilltop. Didn't tell her when you get.
How is Mary?
She's okay, but she's due about now, and I don't want her to get nervous.
Hey, I didn't know the baby was that close. Steve, you know, I really ought to be sending a single man on this job.
What, you cut me out of a soft paycheck? Get it, Hank. You know you can't get anybody else who can take 15 G's acceleration when those rockets cut in.
Yeah, I know. It's time, Steve.
Yeah. I'll see you later. Don't worry, Hank. I'll sweat for both of us. Button her up, Charlie. Go on, Hank.
So long. We'll give you the light from control.
X2 JTR to control. Are you there yet, Hank?
Okay, Steve. I'm ready to go.
Mr. Hanson?
Ready on the radar, Sergeant?
Mr. Hanson, you better see this.
What is it, Wilson?
Message sent for Steve. Mrs. Weston just left for the hospital.
What? Hello, Steve.
Yeah.
Stand by a minute.
Shall I hold it up, Mr. Hanson?
Yes. No, wait. Too late now.
You gonna call me?
We've got enough to worry about.
Hey, what's holding us up, Hank? Something in your mind?
No, there's nothing, Steve. I just wanted to say good luck. All right, Charlie. Give him the light. All right, Steve, I'm reading you clear.
I'm at 20,000. Airspeed 600. Running fine. Sound system works. There's a 3-degree waiver in the ATY pressure.
Got that, Charlie?
50,000 now. Cutting loose the port jet. Out of starboard. I'm off jet. Dropping. I'm opening the rocket port. Switch stick a little, Charlie. Knock the alcohol switch. All right, now I'm advancing. Here goes rocket 1.
Steve? Steve, you all right?
Yeah. Looks like somebody plugged a little foot down. Here's the speed now, 1,200. Here goes number 2. Okay, Hank. Running like a Swiss watch. Okay.
Hello, Steve. That rocket time is now 4 minutes. What's your altitude? Over to you.
Speed 2,400, still climbing. Altitude 297 miles.
All right, you're at the outer limit. Level off for maneuver test. You've got exactly 6 minutes fuel left.
Starting at 3-degree left bank. A little sluggish. There, it's all right. There's a low vibration somewhere. Maybe the cockpit cover. View screen's a little fogged. Now I'm straightening out.
5 minutes fuel left.
I'm starting at 3-degree right. Hey. Hold it.
What's the matter? What's wrong?
There's something up here. Something shining.
What are you talking about?
There's something above me, Hank. I'm gonna chase it.
Steve, you're at the outer limit now.
See it plain now.
Now, Steve, don't go any higher. You've only got 4 minutes left. You've only got...
Getting static. I can't hear you, Hank. Set ahead now. I'm gonna make a pass at it and get a good look. Here goes. Hey, it's swerving to meet me. Set ahead now. Look out, it's set ahead.
Hello? Hello, Steve. Steve, come in.
None of the fuel going.
Hello? Hello, Steve, what happened? Charlie, get the trace squad out. Tell the Army squadron to alert their search plane.
Right.
9.5 minutes gone.
Hello, Steve. Steve, listen to me. What's happened? Well, get- Hello? Come in, Steve. Steve, come in. Hello? Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve.
10 minutes.
Steve.
That's the end of the fuel.
How long has it been there?
10 hours.
Nothing more on radar, Sergeant?
Looks like
Well, Colonel Caboose called in. The search planes are back. Didn't find anything.
Could be some trace.
Look, he bailed out, did he?
You don't hit the silk at 4,400 miles an hour. You either went past the outer limit and ran out of fuel, or something blew, and we'll find the pieces scattered from here to the coast. Why does it have to be the best man? Always the best man. Charlie, we gotta figure out what was wrong.
Right.
Something must have blown.
Mr. Hanson, there's a message from Northside Hospital.
Well, what is it?
Mrs. Weston is fine. Mr. Boyle.
Thank you, Walter. It's a boy, Charlie. Yeah. Fine. It's a boy. We didn't even know that she went to the hospital. How am I going to tell Marion?
No, it wasn't your fault, Mr. Hanson. The ship was tested.
Yeah, we'll build another and some other flying fool will shoot past the outer limit into space. Well, I'm getting old, Charlie. You can remember when I used to take them up myself. Now I've got to send other men.
Well, it's your job, Mr.
Now I'm afraid. Every time I hear a jet go off, I jump. Every time I have to send somebody up in a new model, I start to sweat. Yeah?
I think I've got something on the radar.
No flight scheduled in, are there, Elsie?
No, the whole way is clear.
Coming in behind us. Here he comes over the building.
What crazy jockey is buzzing the fuel like that? Is that an Army plane, Charlie?
No, I can't see.
Here he comes back again.
I know that engine. Yes, it's Steve.
That's impossible.
Look, that's his ship.
It can't be.
Circling back for landing.
Charlie, clear the field.
He's coming back in. Mr. Hanson, there's not another ship in the world that looks like that. I tell you, it's gotta be Steve.
Thank God. The quicker we get this done, the quicker we get over to see Mary and the baby. Elsie, give the order to check and retool the rockets. I don't want anybody in here till I get Steve's report. Bury me close.
Hey, let's start this race off. We still go off tonight.
What are you talking about? Straighten out, Steve. Where have you been for the last 10 hours?
Listen, Hank, there's something more important.
Now, come on. I've got to get a report of the speed of Washington, so let's have it, will you? I've got to know how you stretched 10 minutes fuel to keep you in the air for 10 hours.
One thing before
Now,
I talk.
look, Steve.
Will you have the Geiger men run over the ship before they refuel? What did you run to help me, Hank? I don't know. We better check and make sure it isn't radioactive.
Elsie had a Geiger report on the standard ship. Maybe we better have a medic check for you.
No, I'm all right. They said I'd be all right.
They? Look, son, I know you've had a tough time, but we've had this field on the alert for 10 hours now. One of the Army boys cracked up looking for you, and he's hurt bad. So let's have the story. Let's have it straight.
I'm going to tell you, Hank. Hank, I saw something up there.
At 300 miles?
I chased something up there, Hank, and I caught it.
Now, don't have me.
Listen,
Steve.
listen! I was cruising along, just starting the right back when I spotted it. I'm going about half my speed. It's egg-shaped, smooth. I made a pass on it. I came back for another, and then there was a humming sound.
Humming?
Sort of a vibration. And then I blacked out. I was headed straight for it at 4,400 miles an hour. I thought it was going to be the biggest smash in Hiroshima. Inside their ship.
Steve, this whole thing has been a devil of a storm. I'm going to call Major Donaldson from the Army base. Ask him to see me.
Psychiatrist? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let him run his test. He'll tell you I'm not kidding. Because, Hank, unless I miss my guess, I've just been tipped off to the way the world ends.
We're getting drowsy now. I'll back to some candy. 7, 9, 8, 12. Now we attach the picture electrodes. And the pickup. Do that quickly. I have to start him off like a question. All right, Steve. You're in your ship now. You're in the rocket.
Rocket?
You're in the rocket. You're in the rocket and you've just sighted something strange.
Right.
What's that?
Something up there. Something shining.
There's memory cabin sitting up in the front.
Something above me, Hank. Not Jason.
Back to the early stuff.
Static, I can't hear you, Hank. I'm gonna make a pass at it. Hey, running to me. Dead ahead now, look out! Dead ahead!
Straight back down.
Good enough.
Good enough.
How did I get here? What? Where are you? Electric control. What's that?
Well, what are they saying, Steve? What are they saying?
About nuclear fission. You know about it. You know the danger of it. Long ago, they had wars that almost destroyed them. Finally, they learned. Now they've outlawed wars.
Go on, Steve.
They patrol space. When their inspector picks up an atomic explosion, they send a patrol. They've been observing Earth and they found wars and rumors of wars.
What are they going to do?
They've quarantined us.
Quarantine?
They've isolated all Earth because we're infected with a communicable disease. Because we don't know how to control ourselves. Until we learn, we'll be a menace to the whole universe.
What is this nonsense?
Quiet. How are they going to do it, Steve?
They've spread out a layer here of, I don't know what you call it. It's all around the Earth. Miles deep. When there's an atomic explosion on Earth, radioactive particles drift up to this layer, set off a chain reaction, and go around the world in microseconds. That's the end. Yes? Yes, I understand. You're gonna bring me back in the morning. You're gonna put me back in my ship and bring the warning.
Like that again. Look at his head. It's what he remembers. No. Not where psychometry circuits produce what he remembers. This means that Steve believes he's got.
I don't like to see this. I've seen too many top pilots snap. Steve is the best I can know.
Frankly, outside of the presence of this well-organized hallucination, no signs of imbalance. You're not get too serious. If you had a more plausible story, I'd be inclined to believe you.
Warning. Hank.
That's all right.
Did you hear it, Hank? You understand?
Sure. We're in quarantine.
Don't you understand? They fixed it so that if we set off one more nuclear explosion, we will have had it.
Of course. Don't repeat that.
You don't believe me?
Take it easy, Steve.
But the tests they're setting off the cosmic ray bomb, Hank, tonight. What time is it? It's scheduled for midnight. We've got to stop that bomb.
Let Donald give you the high balls.
You've got to believe me. I saw them. I got the warning. We drop the Q-bomb tonight. We'll be the biggest galactic 4th of July of all time. The whole Earth will go up like a Roman candle. April 10th, 1965, the end.
Look, Steve. You want to see Mary and the baby? You've got a new son, remember?
It's just it. I want to see my son. I want him to live. If the bomb goes off, Hank, we've got to stop it. Hank, you got to believe me.
Sure, Steve. Maybe there's something to it. Look, it's out of our hands now, Steve. I'll put it in a report, shove it into Washington in the morning.
In the morning? There won't be any morning, Hank. You've got to call Washington now. Get the head of the Security Commission and postpone the test.
My neck would be out a mile. Besides, this is 1965, not 45. 20 countries have the atomic bomb now. What's the use of stopping just this one? The rest will keep right on popping them off.
Well, we'll have to call an international conference. Can't you understand, Hank? The first one that goes off finishes it. It's the end. They've given us the quarantine warning.
Thank you.
Look, Steve. We'll call up for the detail if we have to.
All right, I'll go with you. You don't need a straitjacket.
Probably feel better than me.
Tomorrow I'll drive you over to the hospital to see Mary and the kid.
Sure.
Look at the ship under the floodlights. Pretty, huh? You'll be flying her again soon, Steve. Don't worry.
I think so. What you doing out on the line? They refuel her?
Yeah, we got Cosworth coming in tomorrow from Denver for another test. Figure we give you a day off.
That's good. Fine.
Steve!
Let me go.
Come on, Donald! Steve! Steve, come back here!
He's heading for the rocket.
That's crazy! Steve! Get down off of there, Steve! Got him now. Little driver glass.
He's waving.
Control the radio. Come on!
I should have gotten help.
Come on. Hello. Hello, Steve.
Listen to me, Hank. You gotta call Washington now.
Look, Steve, come out of the rocket.
Don't try anything, Hank. They refueled the rocket for tomorrow.
Take it easy, Steve.
Listen, you know what'll happen if I fire the rocket tube down here?
Steve, don't, please.
Burn out every building for 5 miles. All of us in one big blast.
What do you want, Steve?
gotta stop that bomb. You gotta call Washington now.
They won't believe me.
You make that call or I cut in the rock. I mean it, Hank. You hook my screen to yours in parallel. I want to see exactly what you're doing.
All right. Just don't fire those rockets.
Get going, Hank. You got 12 minutes to make that call and stop the bomb.
All right. I'm making the parallel hookup now. You think we'll really blast?
I don't know. Now I don't know if it was normal, but this end, he was liable to do anything.
Steve, there, you getting it on your screen?
Yeah. Now put that call through.
All right.
I'm leaving.
Now, this is screen to Washington.
I get that now.
This is a Security Commission priority. Break in. Get me a line.
Over. 10 minutes, Hank.
Listen, Steve, I'm trying.
Ready to take the phone.
Washington Security Commission 3. Urgent. I want Undersecretary Herbert Ames.
What? One moment.
Hurry, will you please?
One moment. San Marco calling Washington between 3:30. One moment.
11:51. Good night.
Washington.
I have San Marco. Between 3, Mr. Herbert Ames.
That is a coded name. I cannot accept your call without the
Listen, Washington, put this through. This is Mr. Hanson of Hanson Rockets Incorporated at San Marco Air Base. This is the priority call. I'm coded.
1 moment. I can get your phone number.
Get through, Hank. That bomb goes off at 12.
Will you be reasonable, Steve?
Your call has reached San Marco. Washington.
Hey. Oh, hello, Hank.
Listen, Ames. You've got to get me the chief.
He's at the test control room.
Yes, I know, but get him for me.
Hey, let's do a gloves.
There's no time, Ames. I've got to get him before the test. About the ray bomb.
I can't take the responsibility. Get it through, Hank, or I blast. Hey, what's going on there?
Ames, my project has a high enough rating. This is a priority A call.
What? Well, it's your next. Okay, I'll try to get it for you. Sure, you'll have to pick up. Go on info. What's going on in there? Security, you know.
You hear that, Steve? I've got to cut the screen.
All right, 8 minutes, Hank.
Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. This is Hanson at San Marco. No, sir. Priority A request to cancel the bomb test. No, look, I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. We sent the X-2JTR up today to the outer limit, and we uncovered evidence. Yes, on the automatic instrument. What's that? No, this possible chain reaction. No, I can't tell you the whole story. There isn't time. Yes, I'll bring the reading to the Washington in the morning. You've got to postpone the test till you see it. Yes, I understand that. I understand about the press. I'll take complete responsibility for this. What's that? Look, I've worked on contracts for the Commission for 10 years now. Yes, I have complete confidence in my information. You can record that. All right. I'll call you back immediately. Goodbye.
Hank? Hank!
You've agreed to cancel. The bomb won't go off. All right, Steve. You can come down out of the ship.
There he comes. He's opening up.
All right, Steve. Come down out of the ship.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Bomb won't go off.
Thank God. Never seen that on the baby. Give me transportation now.
Almost 12. They won't get you in the hospital now.
I want to see the baby. See. I better count it. Good night. Here. Now, gotta look asleep. Stars will find you in bed. Well, good night, Hank. And turn it beat. Something else. That's the wind of it. Flash those rockets and go.
Yeah.
Quite a stunt getting the Ray-Ban test pulled off.
It isn't cold. Ames couldn't get the chief. I was talking to a blank screen. Bomb goes off in a couple of minutes.
Oh. Yes, Steve. One of the best.
He was honest. Running from home.
Some story of his, poor guy. For a while, he almost had me believing that quarantine. That's a very common delusion. The end of the world.
Last night, never saw the stars so bright.
Better be getting in. The wind is cold.
Bomb goes off in 30 seconds. Poor Steve.
You know, Hanson, there's this one thing.
Yeah?
Outside my field, but I'm curious. How did he keep that ship in the air for 10 hours? With only 10 minutes fuel.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you The Outer Limit by Graham Dorr, as adapted for radio by Ernest Canoe. Featured in the cast were Joseph Julian, Wendell Holmes, Joe DeSantis, Bob Hastings, James Griffiths, and Freddie Chandler. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
You don't have to stop whatever you're doing to listen to your radio. Though you may have a lot to do whatever you've got to do. NBC will still get through with music and drama, the life panorama. NBC's always got something brewing. Listen and you'll agree that there's always a smile